Hey, what's going on? It's Mana Crusader, and welcome to episode 4 of Sunless Skies. Last time, we almost got ourselves killed, so that was fun. However, we did make... Again, why does it always pause and, like, stutter? Oh, hey, look at that. It popped up quicker this time. We did make a little bit of money. Our problems aren't that dire, especially because we have goods to sell back at New Winchester, which is where we are headed. Additionally, we got another really good piece of information last episode, in that Port Prosper being up here, that was a lie. It's not here. It is decidedly not here. So, instead, we're going to head south back to New Winchester. I think the path is right through there. We're going to get some money. We're going to hopefully reduce our terror because it is quite high. It is worryingly high. And, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And let's get right to it. Sorry, I need to check something here. Okay, now let's get right to it. So, let's head out, and hopefully our crew don't mutiny to high terror. That would be very, very bad. Additionally, you may notice that the audio doesn't sound horrible. This is because it turns out what I was using to record videos was absolute trash garbage. Apparently Windows Game Bar breaks when you need to record both voice and audio, game audio, and it resulted in the audio problems that my previous videos had. So, yeah, now I'm using OBS. It took me a little bit to figure out, a little bit of time to figure out how it worked and what the best configuration for me was. I may still have a little bit of volume issues, so please let me know in the comments. I think I have it all set up properly. I did a lot of playing around with it, so hopefully it wasn't all for naught. It'd be really nice if it wasn't. So yeah, but I think the major audio problems are fixed. Now you may notice that the game is a little bit fuzzier. That's because I did need to turn down the graphics a little bit so OBS would record it smoothly. However, I think it's still very legible. Everything's legible, it's just that the images are a little pixelated. So I think that tiny drop, comparatively tiny drop in quality is well worth having audio that doesn't sound absolutely abysmal. So, state of the videos aside, you're almost at New Winchester. Thank goodness, not a moment too soon, because our terror is about to reach 100, and that is not a good thing. We, certainly cut it close. We're at 97%. That is much, much closer than I would have liked. First things first, let's turn in our port reports at Viktory Hall and get some extra money. Deliver your port reports. Well, actually, visit Viktory Hall. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Here, representatives of the independent ports of the Reach gather and quarrel. Deliver your port report to the Endurant Veteran. Her tireless exertions during the blockade earned her both a seat on the Assembly and enemies in London. She likes to keep abreast of events. This will influence the balance of power in the Reach in favor of the Tacketies, the colonists seeking independence from London. So if you remember in, I believe it was episode 1, no, it was in episode 2, I'm sorry, that the whole conversation we had with our passenger, yes, the fastidious inspector. The Tacketies are the people fighting against London and the British Empire for independence in the Reach. So, and because our characters are revolutionary, they are who we are going to be siding with. I can't speak English, believe it or not. Services rendered. She listens with a scowl. Well, I'd rather know than not, I suppose. And thank you for bringing this to me, rather than the bloody stovepipes. I'll arrange a gratuity. So, we gained 300 sovereigns. That is so much. And now that we have favors with the Tacketies, we can exchange them for various items. We can exchange them for savage secrets and otherworldly artifacts. Now, savage secrets are useful for many different things. Otherworldly artifacts allow you to travel to the Blue Kingdom for free. However, we are in no shape to go to the Blue Kingdom whatsoever. We are nowhere near ready for that. So, we're just going to head to London, I think. Well, not London, New Winchester. I've been playing a little bit of Sunless Seas, so, forgive me if I exchange London and New Winchester. Oh, no. This is what I was talking about. Rumours of Mutiny. A pistol has vanished from the armory. Knives are disappearing. The signs of insurrection. We could conduct an investigation, find the parties responsible, and dispose of them for a 15% chance of success, or do nothing. What will come will come. Lower your terror by 50, but increase your nightmares. So nightmares, basically, these little slots, there are 4 little slots next to the terror bar. That's your nightmares meter. Once it gets to 4, if you reach 100 terror, it is an automatic game over. Whereas I believe before then, it just gives you nightmares. So, if anyone here watching did play Sunless Sea, it's a little bit different than the terror meter there. But, yeah, so there are a couple ways early-ish in the game to remove 1 nightmares for free. So we're going to take 1 and drastically reduce our terror. And hopefully we can get to the point where we can remove that and nothing bad will come of it. And all shall be well. Do nothing. What will come will come. An end to struggle. You do not punish your crew or turn one against another. They know you know of their schemes, and find your eerie calm unsettling. The mutinous instants cease, for now. Have the mutineers changed their mind, or are they biding their time? Is there a pistol under a pillow, waiting for a chance to end you? So our nightmares are now 1, disquieting. And one of the great things about this game is there are like 3 or 4 different types of nightmares that you can get. So I don't know which one we get. They aren't the same each playthrough. They differ. So I'm sure we find... Alright. Here we are, finding it out. Bump in the night. Midnight, London time. You are alone on the bridge. While consulting your chart, a loud thump makes you look up. A frozen corpse is pressed against your forward window, trapped there by your speed. The winds must have plucked it from some lost wreck and carried it into your path. The corpse's glare is insistent. Its mustache is bristled with frost. So, okay, so this is the nightmare. This one's a fun one, especially once you get it to 4. Hopefully, oh boy, hopefully we don't get it there, but it is an interesting one once you do get there. Send a member of the crew out to remove it. Murdergold's thermal sky suits were invented for exactly such occasions, or try to shake the corpse off by employing a series of drastic maneuvers. We're gonna go with this, because hey, it's a 5% better chance. And we succeed! A sudden break, a cat to starboard. With the squeal of flesh on glass, the body slides in the windows and is lost to view. A scrap of its sleeve remains caught on a rivet, flapping like a tiny celebratory flag. You are not alone. I am sure that means only good things for us. So let's dive into Winchester. The good news is these events drastically took our terror down. Let's see, we can recruit the fortunate Navigator. Also, Mr. Menagerie is passing through New Winchester. And a scrubbed clerk begs a moment of your time. So, lots of things to do, but first, we need to sell things. We're going to sell a crate of nostalgic crockery for 50. I'm trying to remember, do I need 2 of these for the next part of the horological quest? I'm going to keep these just in case we do, and just sell the crockery. That's still 50. Next, we're going to buy 3 fuel and, not 3 fuel, 2 fuel and 1 supplies. We can also take advantage of that Port Avon trade opportunity now. So, and we need to go out, head out that way anyway to see if we can find Port Prosper over here. So, things are looking up. Things are looking up. However, we need crew. We definitely need crew. So, we are going to hire many crew. We're going to take 80 here and fully refill our crew. Relieved to be aboard. They stumble aboard, blinking with a fog core. They say, beds. I have no idea what core means. It's probably something I'm too American to understand. An Eggmonger! Oh, I forgot about this. A sign over the small stall at the far end of the platform is rife with mistakes. How is it possible to commit so many errors when writing the words, I buy eggs? The man behind the stall wears a crooked hat and a tattered coat. He is in possession of more twitches than teeth. Care to sell some eggs, Captain? I buy 'em. He points to that sign proudly. Sell the egg. It's only taking up space in your hold. And this should get us some good money. Yes, 300. 300. A mercifully brief transaction. You pass the man the egg. He almost drops it. He then searches around under the stall for a while, with the egg tucked dangerously under his arm. Eventually, he gives up looking for a container to stow it in and clutches it between his legs while he roots through his pockets to pay you. Finally, with a nervous smile, he tips the right amount onto the counter in front of him. So we have 620 now. Right, let's do this first. A scrubbed clerk begs a moment of your time. I represent Hallidges, the banking house. I promise this will only take a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, comrade. Very promising indeed. I find it slightly ironic that a banking house is referring to me as comrade, but alright. We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution for the storage of your assets, absolute discretion, and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We only require a signature. Sign your name. The offer is entirely complimentary, I assure you. At Hallidges, we measure ourselves by the quality of our clientele. This will unlock a bank vault, allowing you to store and withdraw items at any hub port. So this is incredibly important. This unlocks our bank, which will help relieve the stress on our very small hold. There, it is done. I am certain that this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you good day, comrade. So, as it says here, you may access your bank in the central port of any region. You will find it in the list of areas in the left-hand menu when docked. Select to transfer items between your hold and the bank. You'll be able to access the contents of your bank from any hub port. If your captain dies, the contents of your bank will be inherited by your next captain. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So you can see now, there's our bank. We have nothing in it as of yet, but it is there for when we need it, and we eventually will. So, besides New Winchester, there are only 3 other ports that you can access it at, those being London in Albion, Pan in Eleutheria, and the Toll Tower in the Blue Kingdom. Next up, let's recruit the Fortunate Navigator. A Fortunate Navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit this, look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. Mid-flight patch, too. Let's offer him a role on your locomotive. He's eager for a new challenge. This will give you the Fortunate Navigator, a first officer who increases your iron by 6, your veils by 2, and your affiliation establishment by 1. We do have the money, and any boost to our stats at this point is a good thing. A fond interruption. You won't regret this, Captain. The Navigator pumps your hand. He is an Imperial, a people descended from ancient Mongolians and led by the Eagle Khan, whose technology opened the door to the skies. A passing skyfarer tussles the Navigator's hair. For luck, the woman says with a grin. The Navigator rolls his eyes. She's from my last crew. They thought I brought them luck. I didn't, but I'm still a good hire. Alright. So we're slowly filling out our complement of officers, not only as a quartermaster, signaler, and mascot. Next, let's pop into Mr. Menagerie here. Mr. Menagerie is passing through New Winchester. A tattered poster by the station advertises the services of a Mr. Menagerie, purveyor of fine scouts. An accompanying picture displays a tall cloaked figure, slightly stooped, clutching an array of adorable little beasts close to its long chest. Visit Mr. Menagerie. A pile of cages looms out of the smog. You can buy scouts from Mr. Menagerie, but he will move on after your visit. Right. The cloaked figure looks at you up as you approach. Its garnet-hued eyes gleam from the darkness of its hood. Scouts? It rasps hopefully, its voice like a cleaver on a whetstone. We trade scouts for things and stories. It leans closer to you. We're leaving soon. So the one I want, it's Mr. Menagerie sells 3 scouts. It sells the Star-Smitten Bat, the Intrepid Cavy, and a Ratronaut. Personally, I find, I like the Star-Smitten Bat, because bats are cute, and it sort of fits with the whole Fallen London aesthetic more. And also it's the cheapest one as well. You only need 2 Savage Secrets and 2 Visions of the Heavens. For the Intrepid Cavity, you need a Searing Enigma. For the Ratronaut, you need a Moment of Inspiration and a Condemned Experiment. But, yeah, this is the one we're eventually going to be getting, and is eventually going to be our scout. So we're going to acquire nothing. We won't be purchasing a new scout today. Away! Mr. Menagerie nods its head. We are moving elsewhere soon. We will leave a note saying where we have gone. We will have more things to show and stories to tell. It turns away, humming an eerie tune to itself as it gathers up its things for the next leg of the journey. Onwards. So, where is he going? The poster at the station has been torn down. There's no sign of Mr. Menagerie itself. Cowled figures lurk in the fog, but none of a collection of adorable little beasts. The station master waves you over. Mr. Menagerie has left a note for you. Read the note. It should tell you where Mr. Menagerie was headed. Somewhere old, somewhere new, we go to the Regent's Obelisk, which you have made into a gaudy amusement. Okay, so it went to Polymer and Plenty's circus. Also, encoded letter, 2 Savage Secrets. So, once we get more, favor with the Tackities, we'll be able to progress our ambition. But until then, we're gonna head to Port Avon, and from there, we're gonna head north again, and hope that we find Port Prosper. Because that's the place we really, really need to find. So, yeah, let's take this route. Just to explore this area here. And I actually may cut this. So if I do, I will see you at Port Avon, but if I don't, well, you'll obviously know. There's some long knuckle pass, by the way. And game froze for a second there. Actually, we may not end up cutting this because it looks like we're finding things. So more silverware. My goodness, can't even give me valuable goods. Goods I actually want to sell, like bronze wood. That would be the best part, or just supplies and fuel in general, really. And yeah, it looks like I'm not cutting this, so that was completely pointless to say in the beginning, because we're already here in Port Avon. Don't want to cut the south of it. And we will be able to engage in that trading opportunity. Seems the game is lagging just a little bit there. Shops Bazaar. We're going to purchase these verdant seeds. And also, we're going to grab the port report and recruit a Repentant Devil. He's looking for passage. He claims to be useful. He doesn't ask where you're headed. Offer him a berth. He's repentant. There can be no harm. Surely there's no harm. This will give you a signaler who will increase your iron by 2, your veils by 6, and your affiliation academy? I don't know how to pronounce that word. By 1. I know it has something to do with education, though. Accept him. He has very little luggage. A single satchel of books and a folded greatcoat appear to be his only personal effects. His manner is calm, almost pedantic, as he negotiates his duties and his pay. But you have a sense that he urgently wants to be out of Port Avon. Onwards! So we're finding our crew here. Let's eject the crockery, because really, who cares about silverware? Okay. So from what little knowledge I have of the general map layout of this game, Trader's Wood should be over here. So I'm going to take a risk and go up here and see if Port Prosper's there. I think it may be. No, I'm not sure. Hopefully we don't get lost in the unknown again. Some of these things. Oh no, an incident with the Repentant Devil. Your newly acquired Repentant Devil is standing, most unrepentantly, over a body in the hallway. Inspect the deceased. You don't recognize him. You haven't seen this person before. One of your crew? But the deceased is no one you know, a stranger on your locomotive. Peculiar luggage you brought on board, says one of the crew when some others have gathered. Wouldn't have thought it would fit in your little bag. First, clean up. It won't do to leave the body in the hall. Then your Repentant Devil can explain himself. He's still got the blood on his cuffs. Learning about the Repentant Devil, he's killed someone on board your locomotive. You need to understand why. Oh! I just realized I forgot that your officers have stories, and we need to talk to them. Right. We're going to do that when we find Port Prosper. We're going to talk to all 3 of our officers and go from there. But first, I really want to find Fort. I did that mistake last episode too. Port Prosper. There's some bronze wood. We can't take advantage of, unfortunately. It's found something. And is this Trader's Wood? I think this may be Trader's Wood now that I'm looking at it. This is definitely Trader's Wood because it certainly isn't Port Prosper. It certainly isn't Port Prosper. So we should have a station up here. The King's Meat. A wreck. Let's strip it for repairs. Because repairs cost money otherwise, and we're already running low on cash again. Is this Trader's Wood? I'm actually not sure now. I think it is, but I would have thought Trader's Wood was down here. Another wreck, Foxthorn, and we're gonna strip it for repairs again. Full haul, and then we can start looking at wrecks for their monetary value. Marled wood. Send out our scout. Nope, yep, this is Trader's Wood. This is definitely Trader's Wood. Okay. So Trader's Wood actually has a really interesting storyline about it. There's Somerset Camp. And we can dock the Forest's Edge. Trader's Wood is a sprawling, secluded forest on the edge of the Reach. Few venture beneath its gloomy boughs, and legend speaks of a king who sleeps under the barrow at the wood's heart. Lots of things to do here. Also, this place sells bronze wood, which would be important to remember. Let's see. No, we don't want to do that. Not yet. We don't have enough skill to do any of that. That starts the port's story. You don't want to do that. Here we go. The Parting Glade. The forest rises behind the station where a few tents have been set up. What might be an owl calls from somewhere here in the wood. In the far distance, a great stone barrow rises over the trees. The glade, an oasis of wildflowers and sweet meadow field in the midst of the brooding trees, is where the captains meet to do business and bring their adventures to the wood into conclusion. Let's write a port report. There is no one here. Perhaps someone will take an interest in how the wood fares. Outside of the Somerset camp, the great forest of bronzewood trees has gone untouched by human hands. Voices sound in the deeps of the woods, forlorn and far away. The wood is vast and vastly lonely. Let us approach the tents, the banners of Somerset College. You move through the damp of the wood, the ground beneath your feet slick with fresh fallen rain. The figures round the campfire do not seem to have heard you, engrossed entirely in their argument. 3 figures, draped in scholars' robes, huddle around a campfire. They're arguing about kings. A banner in the colours of Somerset, London University's most respectable college, gleams in the firelight. As you approach, the discussion dies. One of the scholars, a woman, with a fierce expression, stands up. Only scholars should be here. Are you one? No, you are not. Perhaps a gift would persuade them to let you enter their camp. They look wretched, camped out here. Again, this is a really interesting story, but we don't have enough supplies to waste one on here. So, we're going to save this for later. While we're here, we may as well talk to our officers. Fortunate Navigator. The Navigator is rarely in his cabin. He is popular with the crew, and card games and drinking sessions occur spontaneously in his presence. He is, of course, never the instigator. Let's converse with him. It's important to keep an eye on the well-being of your crew, starting with your first officer. I'm settling nicely, thank you, Captain. You have a good crew here, and a sharp one. The Navigator already has visited every crew member at their station. So to progress his story, we need a caddy of dried tea. Next up, let's talk to our signaler, the Repentant Devil. He looks younger than most devils, but he is significantly older. His gaze is blank and yellow, a wall against speculation. He grooms his sideburns artfully, and knows how to be tactful with less seasoned members of the crew. Ask him about the recently departed. Officers who generate corpses on your locomotive are a liability. Under pursuit. He was a stowaway, explains the devil indifferently. He's been stalking me for more than a month. I thought I'd lost him when I came aboard. Then he turned up in my quarters. From the body, he has lifted a clinking bag of souls. Perhaps he was sent to bribe me rather than to kill me. He tilts his head to consider the soul collection. Apparently, thinks I'm a cheap hire, if so. The devil's gaze reverts to you. I regret to say this is probably not the last time this happens. I may be destined to attract negative attention. So, another thing about this universe is souls are a currency. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll learn more about that in depth in the future, but just a piece, just something to keep in mind. You also gain 1,000 experience for that. Let's see. So to progress with him, I have the nectar, but I'll also need 2 caddies of dried tea. We can ask him about the state of our soul. He must know how it appears. He smiles blandly. It's not worth much in its present condition, he says plainly. Too flawed. I could cure you of all that, if I had time, and if I cared, and if it were not just as easy to take any of a dozen other innocent souls in a better state of repair. If you want it improved, you might, I suppose, try your luck at Carlin. Alright, next up we have our chief engineer, the incautious driver. The driver has no tolerance for uneventful voyages. When not on duty, they stare out through the stained glass windows as if willing excitement to ride in on a wave of disaster. When they take the wheel, the rest of the crew grip the nearest available supports and whisper quiet prayers to various gods. Gamble with the incautious driver. Rumors, not intended for your ears, suggest the driver is running an illicit poker game in the hold. 25 sovereigns, we can afford that. Caught in the act. You enter the hold and find the game well underway. The driver sits cross-legged in front of a pile of freshly won sovereigns and 3 newly impoverished members of the crew. A stoker angrily throws an expensive-looking watch onto the pile of winnings and departs in a fury. The driver looks up. Comrade! Care to make a wager? The driver deals the cards between the players. The cook and a crewman whose name you can't place at the moment watch each other with barely disguised suspicion. Behind you, a small crowd gathers to see their captain's coin. Play a round of cards. You place your bet and prepare to play. We are immensely stupid, so we're probably going to lose this, but who knows? We could get incredibly lucky, but with a 13% chance? Nah, I doubt it. Yeah, failure. A losing hand. You throw your cards down, not expecting to win. You are not disappointed. The driver bets everything on a single pair. The cook claims the pot. I hear you used to be a test driver, says the quartermaster. The driver nods. You'd never have thought it. As a child, I loved my trains. Very ordered, a safe little space where they could go round and round and nothing could go wrong. It was only after the crash that I realized I needed more. I suppose surviving that taught me there was more to living than simply being alive. Another round? Let's play another! And we fail again. Losing hand. You throw your cards down if you need to win. You are at this point. The driver barely even looks at their cards before going all in, claiming the pot with nothing more than a pair of aces. The other players glare sullenly, regretting their hesitation. Wait, you're a Stainrod, as in Ledbetter and Stainrod, demands the crewman. And you're still taking coins out of our pockets? The driver shrugs. Black sheep of the family. We don't talk much, not since the accident. Mother didn't approve of my new career, and father, he's... Well, anyway, they shuffle the cards, smiling with confidence. Never bet what you can't afford to lose. Step away from the game? That's enough of that. Gashing in. The remaining crew around the circle relax as you stand to leave. The driver shuffles the cards, ready to begin the next round. We can either let the game continue or ban any future games. Yeah, crew needs a break. This is harmless enough. That's probably what I was going to say. The driver nods to you, idly scratching an ear. Just for a moment, you spot something green winding around their finger. Alrighty then. We're learning more about him. Let's converse with the incautious driver. They keep scratching their ears, even while driving. A nervous tic, or perhaps a sickness that might spread amongst the crew. What? Oh, yes. The driver scratches again. It's nothing, just a little earache, I'm sure. It comes and goes. Their knee trembles with the frustration of being pulled away from the wheel for even this short conversation. See? All fine now. Recommend visiting a doctor. The health of the crew is paramount. Not necessary, the driver protests, scratching at the ear with renewed force. A look of pain flashes over their face for a moment. Perhaps, my family knows of a specialist in New Winchester. I think father owns the building. I think I can call in a favor. Alright. So, next time we go back to New Winchester, we can progress that story. This episode's getting a little long. I have a feeling Magdalene's is here. I think I'm going to see if my hunch is correct and then call it an episode. So let's head out through here, and once... there we go! There's Trader's Wood. That little experience boost is always so annoying to find, because it's over here, not anywhere else near the port. Also, we can level up! Let's see what new facets we have to choose from. An interlude in red and gold, a lost love, a mentor, a scandal, and below stairs. Let's go a mentor. For a time, you enjoyed the favor and protection of a mentor, someone who saw your potential and decided to nurture it. Who took you under their wing? We only have one option, a blind bruiser. His attempts to distance himself from his larcenous past were of mixed success. His guests were scarred and rough-spoken, and told bloody tales of smuggling and thief oaths, and nameless murderers. Rewards give us 5 hearts, 3 iron, and 1 affiliation villainy. That also is very important because it will allow us, if I'm misremembering, and in fact, Magdalene's doesn't let us get rid of 1 nightmares for free, that is a guaranteed way to get rid of 1 pip of nightmares for free. That's a very, very important facet to take. Especially considering you've already gained a nightmares. There's the pale wood. And we are approaching Port Avon again. We're not going to stop by. And I swear, when the main character at has already, like, done almost everything except for things in Sovereign Edition. As well as a few other, like, missions and whatnot. Their engine is so much faster. This feels like going at a crawl in comparison, which, I mean, is. So... yeah. Alright, so we're here at Port Avon. I am going to make a cut here until we get to this part, just past the Memorial to the Unknown Rat. So, see you then. Unless something else pops up on the way. So, something I forgot was on the way was the abandoned signal box. Let's read the ledger again really quickly. Gain 2 sky stories. I really would have preferred Visions of the Heavens, but sky stories are fine. Leave, and I'll see you past the memorial. Alright, so we just passed the Memorial to the Unknown Rat, which means we are heading into new territory. I have a hunch that Magdalen's is down here, which may allow us to get rid of our nightmares, as well as potentially, well, not potentially, as well as allowing us to complete our trading opportunity and complete this mission. So let's hope that I am right. We can send out a scout. And there's something up there. Oh, I don't think that's Magdalene's. Got the Fallows. And I think this is the place. We have a wreck here. The Trondheim. Oh, nice. Enter the yawning chair in the hall. We have an 86% chance of success. And we do succeed. Your boarding party follow you gingerly to the rent in the wreck side. The steel bones of the engine groan miserably. You'll need to hurry. Lifting your lamp, you lead your party towards. Let's see, we can either go to the galley and scavenge supplies, the magazine and retrieve munitions, the captain's quarters for fun stuff, the crew quarters for valuables, or the engine room for fuel. Let's go to the captain's quarters. We'll be able to resupply at Magdalene's if this is indeed here. So let's see what's in the captain's quarters. Your party efficiently and thoroughly turns the cabin over, throwing everything of use to a frost-cracking bed sheet to be examined in better circumstances. Then you hurry back to your locomotive in time to watch the wreck crack, split, and spill its remaining secrets into the sky. We gained an otherworldly artifact. We got another battle in the skies here. Attacking these in the stovepipes. Up! There it is. I was right. We have discovered Magdalene's. Let's quickly see if... Yep, there we go. Gotta grab that experience. And we shall dock. And first things first, turn in our seeds so that we can complete this opportunity. Gain 240 sovereigns. And you see, that's the thing. This is the whole trading system. We bought these seeds on sale at Port Avon for, I think it was 30, and we're selling them here at a higher price than normal of 80, so we gain 50 sovereigns in profit for each seed. And we also gain an extra 100 sovereigns just for doing it. So we're back up to 600. And we are here at the House of Small Comfort. This is where I'm gonna leave this episode off. I hope you enjoyed. Again, leave me any comments about the audio. Does it need to be a little bit louder? Need to be a little bit softer? Let me know. It shouldn't be tinny and echoey anymore, so that's a good thing at least. Also, if there's anything, well, I'll be able to see anything visual when editing, so don't comment about that. Please subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, comment any other games you'd like me to play. Additionally, I'm thinking about uploading some Final Fantasy XIV to the channel, so let me know if you guys want that. That's about it. Have a good one.